And to bring attention back to the important thing of what this is all about, this is for charity. This is for Stand Up to Cancer, and I'm trying to raise money to help this incredibly difficult fight against cancer. Because as long and as difficult as a journey as it might be, for me to play through these Halo games, which by the way is the goal, play through every single Halo game without dying once from start to finish, and that's what I'm practicing for right now for Halo 1. But as long and as difficult as that might be for me to do, it's nowhere near as long or as difficult as a fight against cancer. It's that can be a lifelong fight, and it's something which, with obviously much higher stakes. I mean, this is just me bullshitting around. There's nothing really to this. I'm just trying to help it have a real world impact through this charity campaign. That's the only stakes to it, and they're good stakes. But with cancer, there's obviously a lot more going on when it comes to stakes. I mean, your life is on the line, and it can commonly be a lifelong battle. You don't know if it's going to come back, even if you make it through it. So it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and treatments are getting better, and they're getting more bearable, because a lot of times they are unbearable for people to go through, and there are some people out there who would rather not go through it again, and meaning if they got cancer, they would rather just not go through the treatment again and die, basically, because of how awful some of the cancer treatments are out there. Not to say that they're awful in the sense that they're not doing their best. It's just that in certain areas the research isn't there yet, and having extensive amounts of chemotherapy and other types of specifics that I'm not going to get into, because again, as most people do have experience with this, I do not personally, but I know people who have, and I don't want to dox anyone in that regard, but I know some people who have had to have some very extensive treatments, down to like bone marrow replacement, and that kind of stuff is extraordinarily painful and horrible to go through. And the more we put money into researching that kind of stuff, the more we can actually make those treatments easier to go through and more bearable. And so the people who are very, very unlucky and unfortunate that actually do get cancer, especially if it's that awful of that like advanced of a cancer that it requires so much treatment like that, that they can get through it with as little pain as possible. And I don't think we're anywhere near a point to where we could say that there will be easy cancer treatment with zero pain, but we can make them better, at least. And that's what this research is for. That's what Stand Up to Cancer is here for. That's what they do. So if you want to do that, if you want to help advance that in for the future of society, then please do donate. There's a link down in the description to my Stand Up to Cancer campaign. You don't have to donate to my campaign. You don't even have to donate to Stand Up Cancer if you want to help out the fight in another way. There's plenty of charities out there. Another great one is St. Jude. They're specifically children focused, and their money goes into giving families free treatment, basically of cancer, because it's being paid for by donations, which is another great cause, and I've supported them in the past. But in particular, this time I wanted to support Stand Up to Cancer because, to be honest, I don't think that continuously promoting St. Jude while playing a violent video game is the best tactic. If I'm being honest, I mean it says on their website, I've done a lot of research for doing campaigns with them, and it says on the website that they only want to be promoted by family-friendly content and stuff like that. And I'm playing violent video games, so I didn't exactly think that was the best approach to promote St. Jude. But Stand Up to Cancer, however, has more loose restrictions in that regard. And so I don't feel uncomfortable doing this to support Stand Up to Cancer. And that's the only reason why I in particular picked Stand Up to Cancer, because they're both incredible charities. That, and I hadn't publicly supported Stand Up to Cancer yet, so of course I would like to. So yeah, that's a lot. I know I've been talking for a bit here, but if you have the money to spare and you want to give, please do. And there's not pressure. Like I want to put a little bit of pressure, but not a lot, because I want people out there who can to do so. But if you can't afford to do it, but you want to, I don't want to pressure you into doing it, I guess, is another thing. But the people who can, I would love to put a little bit of pressure to get you to do it. if you're capable of doing so, just because it's a great thing to do. And again, it doesn't even have to be Stand Up to Cancer, it doesn't have to be St. Jude. Just go find a charity out there that supports something that you believe in, and just give some money if you can. It honestly, if nothing else, it's a great feeling to feel like you're helping out in the world. Even if you don't necessarily want to do that right now, and you can, that's maybe one thing that could help incentivize you to do it, is that it's honestly, it's just a great feeling to give some money that you can, and know that that money is going somewhere very, very good. It's going to help a very good cause. And of course, do your research. Don't just donate to random charities, because you should probably know what you're getting into when you give away your money for free like that. You should probably know what you're getting into. There's some freebies out there, like what I'm taking advantage of when I want to support charities on this channel. Right now, I'm taking what I'm calling freebies, because they're very publicly known as being very good charities, like Stand Up to Cancer, St. Jude, Save the Children. All these charities that I've supported, or others that I plan on supporting in the future, they're ones that are very obvious, they're very commonly supported, but smaller charities are great as well. Just make sure you know what you're getting into, that's all I'm saying. By no means am I saying don't support them. I'm just saying know what you're getting into with them, and make sure you know, like, what they support, what your money's going to. That way you know you're donating to something you believe in. But of course, with cancer, that's something that we all have struggled with, so that is obviously something we all want to fight against.